Digital transformation is accelerating the pace of business. It is creating new value streams and elevating the customer experience. The multi-cloud environment is powering this transformation with a distributed ecosystem that can modernize processes, increase efficiencies, boost agility, and drive faster and bolder decision-making. The result is a shorter time to market, expedited transactions, and faster innovation, giving you a competitive advantage and creating stronger customer and partner relationships. But along with the business advantages of a distributed digital environment come a larger and more complex attack surface and higher vulnerability. How do you protect your operations, employees, and customers in this evolving threat landscape? Traditional security controls are sometimes unable to keep pace with threat actors' sophisticated tactics. These range from hard-to-detect low and slow attacks to advanced and persistent threats that may evade your defenses. You have to detect and respond to threats quickly to disrupt these cyber attacks, but you may lack the skills and resources to do so. By combining NTT's human and technical expertise with Microsoft's leading SIEM and SOAR cloud platform, Microsoft Sentinel, we can help with your cybersecurity challenges with strategies that are tailored to your organization and industry. Fast and easy to deploy, our cloud-native managed detection and response service allows you to quickly improve your security posture by minimizing the impact of cyber attacks and, in turn, improving your cyber resilience. Using machine learning and advanced analytics, we also reduce operational risk by detecting threats missed by other controls. You gain threat visibility across your organization, along with faster detection and response times enabled by the Microsoft Sentinel platform. NTT's integrated, data-driven cybersecurity solutions, supported by Microsoft Sentinel, are delivered as a service, allowing flexible consumption. NTT Limited's 2,000-plus cybersecurity specialists mitigate over 2 billion threats every year. Choosing NTT MDR as your cyber resilience solution protects your data, clients, and workforce from cyber attacks 24/7, 365. Partner with us today to improve your cyber resilience by strengthening your detection and response capabilities with NTT and Microsoft.
Hello, everyone. My name's Sean Duffy. I'm the Vice President of Go-to-Market for Security at NTT. I'd like to welcome you to our LinkedIn Live session on NTT Managed Detection and Response. So our brand new service, which is built on the Microsoft Sentinel platform, NTT MDR, offers comprehensive threat detection and response, minimizes security risks, and also provides advanced analytics to combat threats to your business. So I'm joined today by Gareth Waters, Senior Manager of Product Strategy at NTT Limited. Do you want to say a quick hello, Gareth?
Hello, everybody. Good morning from Australia.
Thanks for the early wake up. We really appreciate it. And then I've also got Lakshmi Kurada, Director of Partner Technology at Microsoft. Lakshmi, if you want to say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you. So I'm going to have an interactive discussion with Gareth and Lakshmi, and then I'm going to open it to the audience for a 10-minute question and answer. So to kick off the discussion, I think we're going to look to unpack the topic of MDR, discuss the benefits, the challenges and pain points for our clients, and then look at the MDR solution. And I think also importantly, ask the question, why MDR now? So as a sort of kicking off the discussions, Gareth, I'm going to start with you first. I'm going to call you in after Lakshmi, if you don't mind. So I think to kick things off, Gareth, maybe, let's discuss, what are the top challenges you've seen from our clients in the security area?
Thanks, Sean, and welcome, Lakshmi, and everybody today. And first of all, I just want to say a big shout out and a thank you to all the teams at Microsoft and NTT across the globe who've worked tirelessly over the past year to deliver our new service. So, you know who you are, and well done to everybody, and thank you. So client challenges. Well, society has become increasingly reliant on technology. And because so much of what keeps the world operating is now deeply interconnected and digitally enabled, we know more than ever that everything needs to be secured. NTT's clients are at the forefront of transformation, digital acceleration, and leaders in innovation. However, in speaking with clients, there's 5 key challenges. The first one is the evolving threat landscape. So the promise of a better world through digitization is being challenged by a threat landscape that's becoming increasingly disruptive. There's more sophisticated and capable threat adversaries existing, and they're being tracked than ever before. From nation state actors to organized criminals to opportunistic criminals using ransomware as a service models. Their tactics and techniques are shifting and evolving rapidly. It's the availability and the usage of these advanced tools and the techniques is a key challenge for security operations to defend against. The second challenge we find is the attack surface. So with workforces and workloads being more distributed, we see the enterprise attack surface, grow from on-premise to hybrid cloud to now multi-cloud, which continues to be another major challenge to detect and respond to threats. Siloed organizational, structures and layers of technology and defenses further hinder these security operations teams. The third challenge would be preventing breaches and maintaining trust. So, as people entrust their most sensitive data to organizations, there is a legitimate expectation that the data will be protected. And organizations, they need to be trusted by their clients. They need to trust business partners themselves and also supply chains. The brand and reputational risk associated with a breach is evident daily, and having a breach may impact, how well your brand is trusted. But the challenge is that trust it's a relationship and it cannot be measured. It can, however, be protected, and this is achieved through cyber resilience, and which facilitates the rapid improvement of your digital security maturity. The fourth challenge would be regulation and compliance. So in line with what we're seeing with our clients and industry boards of directors, and according to Gartner, 88% of boards are now viewing security as a business risk and not just a technical one. So as well as the tightening of regulatory and compliance requirements for privacy and data protection, a number of other factors such as legislation are driving this change in the boardroom. For example, in Australia, recently legislation was passed that would increase penalties for serious repeated data breaches from 2.2 million to 50 million or up to 30% of a company's adjusted turnover in a relevant period. So, locally, we've seen 2 breaches that affected almost half the population of Australia, with one over 40 million and the other over $140 million to cover data breach costs. So breach fines and of this magnitude have a material impact on organizations, and this is a catalyst for boards to act. With the regulatory and compliance risk combined with the reputational damage to brand and trust, as well as the cost of a breach and the fines and recovery, it's clear why boards and CIOs are challenged and seeking to reduce their cyber risk. And the last area, the last challenge we'd like to talk about is the security skills gap. So we know that the skills gap exists, it's growing. ISC Squared recently did a cyber workforce study, and they ascertained that 400,000 cyber resources are required in North America alone and 3.4 million worldwide. So organizations are challenged in finding the right, finding and retaining the skilled personnel, the right people. And this is further compounded by the rate of change in security tooling, multi-cloud technology, and the need to just keep pace. So they're my 5 challenges, Sean.
Thanks very much, Gareth. And Lakshmi, I'm sure you would like to add to what Gareth just highlighted.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity here. We have talked to a lot of customers of different sizes and different industries, and the common theme that we have heard is that security has never been more critical. Everyone is feeling the effects of cybersecurity and the cyber attacks and becoming more frequent and sophisticated, as we have evidenced by large-scale attacks. The ransomware attacks increased by about 150% in 2021, and the phishing attacks have increased by 667% since March 2020. and 579 password attacks are carried out every second. In addition to that, the nation state attacks are also on the rise, and they have been well resourced and sophisticated to be blocked 100%. We also heard about the pressures to secure multi-cloud IT environments. This introduces incredible complexity for security and compliance teams racing to safeguard the identities, devices, data, apps, and more across the multiple cloud platforms. In fact, a recent survey sponsored by Microsoft shows that 83% of business leaders see managing multi-cloud complexity as their biggest pain point in 2022. Another consistent theme we have heard is that the increasing complexity of regulatory landscape that makes it difficult to understand where the risk really lies, and their impact even for organizations in traditionally less regulated industries. These are just the top of three trends that we are seeing. When we are adding that with the additional challenges organizations around the world are facing, some of which Gareth has spoke about, businesses and security leaders are facing tougher choices about security than ever before.
Yeah. Thanks, Lakshmi. I think, like you said, I think CIOs are really faced with some huge dilemmas at the moment, with the digital expansion. So maybe let's move on to the second part of the discussion, and probably, well, it is the main reason we're here today, and that's to talk about our new solution, NTT MDR. So, Gareth, I'm going to stay with you first again. So based on those challenges, can you explain firstly what MDR is, and secondly, how do you see NTT MDR addressing all those, those harsh challenges that you and Lakshmi raised, and addressing those challenges and also assisting our clients?
Sure, Sean. Yeah, thanks. So a quick history lesson, if I may. So MDR is an evolution of MSS, or Managed Security Services. So the first generation of MSS, we had protective controls, compliance, and device management services for antivirus, firewall, IDS, email, and log management. In the second generation, we moved to co-managed and outsourced on-prem SIEM, next-gen firewall, EDR, and managed EDR. More threat intelligence started to become prevalent in the market, and advanced detection and analysis techniques, basically were brought together with ML and AI and delivered as a service to alert and notify. So, this is sort of Gen 2 of managed security services. And in the third generation of MSS v3, which is, we've evolved to the MDR services. So MDR, managed detection response, it combines the tools, technologies, procedures, and methodologies used to provide a full cybersecurity lifecycle of services. An MDR service uses cloud-native SIEM or similar SaaS-delivered data collection platform. It uses contextual insights, advanced analytics, entity behavior analytics, so UEBA, security orchestration, automation and response, or SOAR, threat intelligence, and incident response. And it is delivered remotely via modern SOC functions that allow organizations and service providers to rapidly detect, analyze, investigate, and actively respond through to threat mitigation containment as a 24/7 service. And SOAR is a critical capability of that modern SOC to optimize the internal security operations for the SOC team, to enrich data with threat intelligence and lookups, and also to perform response actions via playbooks. So all of these capabilities together, they allow for SOC analysts, threat hunters, and incident responders to deliver actionable outcomes as part of an MDR service. So that's kind of the history of how we where we've come from and where we are today. So so in NTT, we deliver our MDR services from the NTT MDR platform. The platform is a cloud-native, analytics-driven offering that combines human and machine expertise with leading technologies and threat intelligence to reduce the mean time to detect and respond to cyber attacks. So with Microsoft Sentinel Cloud-Native SIEM, we combine that contextual insight from signals and telemetry across the enterprise, including third-party controls across user, identity, network, SaaS applications, and multi-cloud. Identifying threats in your organization and their potential impact, whether a compromised entity or a malicious insider, it's always been a time-consuming and labor-intensive process for SOC analysts. We hear of alert fatigue, and sifting through these alerts and connecting the dots, active hunting, they all add up to massive amounts of time and effort expended with many times minimal returns, and the possibility of sophisticated threats simply evading discovery in your environment. And it's particularly the elusive threats like zero-day, targeted and advanced persistent threats. They can be the most dangerous to your organization, making their detection all the more critical. And this is why the advanced analytics and also the UABA, underpinned by machine learning and AI, as well as the SOAR and the threat intelligence in the MDR platform, it reduces our analysts' workloads and the uncertainty from their efforts, and helps to deliver high fidelity, actionable intelligence so they can focus on investigation and response and remediation approaches for our clients. So, sorry. Frog in my throat. So our NTT experts, they engage with customer data daily, and they have the skills and expertise in threat monitoring, detection and hunting, and threat intelligence and incident response, as we said. Now, when we talk about response, the MDR service has that capability to offer remote response mitigation, investigation and containment activities. And we hear analysts talk in the market about how big is your or your response. How mature basically is the capability of your playbooks and automated responses. So NTT has the ability to provide a range of response options from fully automated to human interactive. We've got add-on services, with MDR for EDR that give investigation and containment capabilities, as stated. We've got security device management with, service as part of MDR, with the ability to own and execute end-to-end responses across a range of security infrastructure. So the MDR platform provides a large number of responses out of the box. Then we leverage the power of NTT to take what we learn in the field to create other response actions. We combine that with investigations using the DFIR team and what we've learned, and we're able to ID new zero-day attacks and create quicker time to detect metrics using all of that logic. And we apply that detection logic and automated response capability then for new playbooks. So with NTT, you get more differentiated security operations outcomes, faster detection, faster response, faster patching and remediation for managed devices, and faster cross-tower response. We can work to reduce operational overheads in client environments as an ongoing benefit through ongoing automation, whether it be security, network, or cloud. And the last probably two pieces would be the threat hunting and DFIR. So, NTT threat hunting is part of the service. It augments real-time and threat detection with proactive hunting and reactive hunting. With proactive, what we're basically, proactive hunting can find attackers employing tactics and techniques and procedures that have avoided the customer's prevention and detection capabilities. And we validate the existence or non-existence, in some cases, of a threat in an environment. With situational threat hunting, we investigate patterns on data collected for a specific industry or region, potentially, a particular situation, a particular threat, and we conduct comparisons against new threats and industry-specific threats. So hunting for anomalies in client environments. Our DFIR service is included as part of the MDR service. So we've got an integrated retainer where our consultants have engaged with clients from the beginning of their MDR journey. So NTT DFIR teams can work with clients to improve their incident response program maturity, to analyze and develop policies and procedures, perform tabletop exercises, to help educate and inform a client's incident response readiness, which is key to cyber resilience. And understanding.
I'm going to have to stop you there, Gareth. Unfortunately, you've given such a comprehensive reply that my reputation as the timekeeper is under big pressure at the moment. So I'm going to cut you there if you don't mind. Lakshmi, I'm going to jump to the next one because just as important as the new platform, NTT's partnership with Microsoft is at the core of NTT's MD service. What does that mean for our joint clients, sir?
See, at Microsoft, we have reimagined the SIM and SOAR tool to introduce a new cloud-native solution that we are calling as Azure Sentinel. which provides the intelligent security analytics at cloud scale for all the enterprises. Azure Sentinel makes it easy to collect security data across an entire hybrid organization from devices, users, apps, servers, and any cloud. It also uses the power of AI to ensure that customers are identifying real threats quickly and unleashes them from the burden of traditional SIMs by eliminating the need to spend time on setting up, maintaining, and scaling their infrastructure. Entity, with its rich experience in providing managed security services to its customers, as Gareth was mentioning, have built the MDR service on Microsoft Security Stack that helps Entity to leverage the capabilities of Sentinel and provide a simple, unified SIM and SOAR offering to its customers. We have worked with Entity in developing the MDR service, and I'm excited to see the migration of existing customers to the new MDR platform. Also, there is increased interest from new customers to adopt the same. I'm hoping this will further strengthen our partnership and enable our customers to better secure their multi-cloud IT environments.
Perfect. Thanks very much. I'm going to come back to you, Gareth, if we've got some time. I'm just we're going to cut in a little bit on the Q&A. I don't know if I'm allowed to go over the 30 minutes. I'm waiting to see if I get any any alarms, anything. But moving on swiftly, Lakshmi, I'm going to keep you there again. And I think the next part is obviously quite interesting as well. As why is MDR such a growth area at the moment?
So, see, demand for MDR services is on a fast growth trajectory. Today, more than 785,000 organizations are using Microsoft security products. And according to Gartner, more than 50% of organizations will be using managed detection and response, which is MDR, service for threat monitoring, detection, and response functions that offer threat containment and mitigation capabilities. Partners play a critical role in addressing this incredible customer demand. And Microsoft is working closely with partners like Entity to meet this upcoming demand.
Perfect. Thanks, Lakshmi. And then, Gareth, I'm going to call you in just for this one because it is specific around the Entity MDR service. So, you mentioned, I think you just touched on it in that in the previous sort of reply you gave. You mentioned that MDR service providers supplement on the security skills front. Can you talk very briefly, and remember very briefly, on can you talk more about that and why NTT is unique in as far as supplementing skills?
Yeah, sure, Sean. So NTT MDR addresses the skill and staffing resilience. It supplements the skills gap with the 24/7 security analyst coverage. We have the information security managers, or ISMs, as part of the service. We have the DFIR experts as well, so your digital forensics and incident response. And also, we've got data scientists back in the SOC too. And combined with NTT's managed cloud services, we get this 1 + 1 = 3 effect, where NTT, owns more of the operational risk in a cloud shared responsibility model on behalf of the client. When we might manage the cloud and also provide an MDR service. So that's how we're helping to address the skill and staffing gaps.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Jeez, it's amazing. We've just got so much to talk about. I think we could carry on this discussion for another hour. But I think that's the exciting thing about MDR, and why we're also excited with the launch of the new MDR service. So I'm gonna have to move, unfortunately, to the questions now. So I'm gonna open it up to some questions from the audience. I think the first question, I'm gonna start with you, Gareth. And again, I think if we sort of a minute sort of answer, there are quite a few questions. We'll try and get through 3 or 4. I think we're back on track on time. Often terms get blurred and mixed up. Can you explain sort of the difference between MDR and XDR?
Sure, yeah. So XDR is a technology. It's based around what extended detection response. It's vendor-specific threat detection tool that unifies multiple security products into a security operations system. So MDR is a service. So it is a service that delivers outcome. It's not a technology. Whether it's Microsoft's XDR capabilities with the Defender suite, or performing the collection, detection, investigation response with our cyber vendor partner landscape and technologies, NTT has it covered. We support the ingestion, detection, response of the extended enterprise. So it's the difference is, XDR is a technology that we see in the market but MDR is the service delivering the outcome, and MDR can use XDR type tools, to deliver those outcomes as well.
Perfect, thanks, Gareth. Lakshmi, this one looks like it's for you. Since NTT MDR is built with Microsoft Sentinel, does that mean that only environments on Microsoft platforms will be supported?
Yes, as I was mentioning, Sentinel is built for a multi-cloud environment. So definitely MDR has the capability to support platforms outside of Microsoft Cloud. It is built for a multi-cloud, hybrid cloud environment. So any environment a customer has got can be managed through NTT MDR.
Okay. Let's have a look here. What I'm looking for. This one probably for you, Gareth. How quickly can MDR be implemented? Does a company's size and industry play a factor?
Look, it can be implemented very quickly. It's a turnkey service. We've used, we've developed it using infrastructure as code and CI/CD pipelines for the content, the threat hunting analytics and playbooks and things like that. So, it's relatively quick to implement. The architecture it can be a single workspace architecture or multi-workspace, but again, it's just a matter of understanding what is that architecture and how it can be applied. What is a great thing about MDR and Sentinel is that the data residency requirements of an organization can be met with whatever they are, right? Wherever their requirements are, we can meet those requirements because of Azure data centers. Wherever Sentinel is available to be deployed, we can keep your logs in that region and location, so without having them leave that country, and that's critical for a lot of customer requirements.
Okay. I think there's another one for you, Lakshmi, if you're happy. As MDR is a third generation of MSS, will it incorporate AI services from Microsoft, like Microsoft Secure Copilot?
So we have announced the Microsoft Secure Copilot just recently, and we are working with NTT in bringing more and more AI capabilities to NTT MDR. So in the current evaluation, maybe it is not there, but there is ongoing work happening that would bring more and more capabilities as we bring it to the market, and the capabilities of Sentinel that would be coming to MDR by default.
Okay. I think while we're on the sort of capabilities, I'll tick this one off as well. Can NTT MDR ingest Azure WAF logs to react to WAF events?
Yes, it can. It certainly can ingest. Yeah, the cloud native or services of Azure are, they're natively supported by Sentinel itself. It is an Azure service itself.
Okay. And I think we're getting pretty much to the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to leave the last one to you, Gareth. Fairly simple one, and that's how is the NTT MDR service delivered?
It is delivered. We've two different models. We've a managed detection response where if a client has their own agreements with Microsoft, and we also deliver it as a service where it's a fully packaged service offering.
Awesome. Thanks very much. So thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate the discussion with both of you, and also sort of taking Q&A on the fly at a live event. Pretty brave, but I think it all went well. I think just in conclusion, Gareth, if you want to maybe just summarize with sort of 2 or 3 key takeaways.
Yeah. So number 1, improve cyber resilience with MDR. Number 2, faster time to detect and respond. And number 3 is it's a rare combination of a service that can deliver better outcomes at a lower cost than a client can achieve themselves.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on as far as the summary goes. So thank you. So guys, from my side, I'd just like to thank Gareth and Lakshmi for joining our session today. And probably more importantly, thank you to our audience for tuning in. And if you'd like to learn more about NTT MDR, feel free to click on the links in the chat to view the webpage and other content that we've developed for the service. So really huge thank you again for tuning in. And from all three of us, hope you have a great day. So thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you, Sean.
Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, Lakshmi.
Digital transformation is accelerating the pace of business. It is creating new value streams and elevating the customer experience. The multi-cloud environment is powering this transformation with a distributed ecosystem that can modernize processes, increase efficiencies, boost agility, and drive faster and bolder decision-making. The result is a shorter time to market, expedited transactions, and faster innovation, giving you a competitive advantage and creating stronger customer and partner relationships. But along with the business advantages of a distributed digital environment come a larger and more complex attack surface and higher vulnerability. How do you protect your operations, employees, and customers in this evolving threat landscape? Traditional security controls are sometimes unable to keep pace with threat actors' sophisticated tactics. These range from hard-to-detect low and slow attacks to advanced and persistent threats that may evade your defenses. You have to detect and respond to threats quickly to disrupt these cyber attacks, but you may lack the skills and resources to do so. By combining NTT's human and technical expertise with Microsoft's leading SIEM and SOAR cloud platform, Microsoft Sentinel, we can help with your cybersecurity challenges with strategies that are tailored to your organization and industry. Fast and easy to deploy, our cloud-native managed detection and response service allows you to quickly improve your security posture by minimizing the impact of cyber attacks and, in turn, improving your cyber resilience. Using machine learning and advanced analytics, we also reduce operational risk by detecting threats missed by other controls. You gain threat visibility across your organization, along with faster detection and response times enabled by the Microsoft Sentinel platform. NTT's integrated, data-driven cybersecurity solutions, supported by Microsoft Sentinel, are delivered as a service, allowing flexible consumption. NTT Limited's 2,000-plus cybersecurity specialists mitigate over 2 billion threats every year. Choosing NTT MDR as your cyber resilience solution protects your data, clients, and workforce from cyber attacks 24/7, 365. Partner with us today to improve your cyber resilience by strengthening your detection and response capabilities with NTT and Microsoft.